So, let's talk about bismuth. Now, I will be playing. Correction, I am actually going to be playing Minecraft because video don't work. That's how things go. I actually have video this time. No need to play Minecraft behind it or Minecraft PE. I'm working on trying to get Mineplex to work, so maybe I'll get rambles while playing that, and then maybe be a Mineplex YouTuber. Who knows? Anyways, so bismuth, spoiler, leak, whatever you call it. I don't care what you call it. I really don't. We know one thing for a fact, or at least I think we know something, is that, well, not one thing, two things. One, the bismuth that was in Lion was the bismuth we thought it was like we knew that was bismuth, and like it wasn't really like too much surprise. We know that there are bismuth. We don't know if it's the one that was poofed by Lapis, but or the one that poofed Lapis. If it is her, then I guess they're gonna have a tough time getting along, and Lapis is gonna have a very hard time with everyone. Anyways, yeah, that's what I think of those two things. So let's talk about the scene itself. We have bismuth just seems to be laughing, have a good time. And then she learns that she's been gone for a long time. She has been bubbled for a very long time. Why? I don't know. Maybe because Rose thought that if he finds bismuth, then she will bring something new to his life that he needs. We do kind of need someone who's spunky, spunky, because we have, Peridot's spunky, but that they're two different kinds of spunky. Like, Peridot's just like new and very confused, kind of, well, not really confused, but she's new and is trying her best to fit in. We got her like spunkiness of trying to fit in. Lapis is kind of dull, but she can be fun too. And Pearl, motherly. Amethyst, kind of childish. And Garnet is, not really motherly, but very strong. We need someone who's like kind of spunky. Now, I know you're probably thinking, hey, well, you just made a whole video about how we don't need another gem. Yeah, we really don't. I hope bismuth doesn't really stay in the main cast, but just kind of appears every now and then. If she's in the main cast, that'll be very interesting. We don't really need her at the main cast, but we can have her just appear every now and then. Just kind of give Steven guidance. Like, if she's here for a couple episodes, then yeah, that's great. And then she can not get poofed back, but like live in the temple or something and just come out when she's needed. Maybe she'll have like a job or a task or something that keeps her busy and we only see her every couple episodes. Hopefully that'll happen. Like I said, we just we just really need to work with the main three and possibly Peridot. Lapis, I guess, comes in every now and then. We got characters coming in every now and then, I guess. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that's just kind of my quick thoughts on her. When we see that she's laughing, she seems like a generally happy person, which you think with the possibility that she's been corrupted or something bad happened. Yeah, possibly something bad could have happened. And she got bubbled because, she could be a danger of some sort. Maybe she outbursts in some way and Rose had to poof her and bubble her. But there's very little proof of that right now. There's very little proof of much, anyways. We know the only thing we know for a fact is that this bismuth exists. We know it is called bismuth. But there's a little tiny bit more reason that she's just been bubbled because Rose thought she would be important to Stephen when the time comes. So that's why I think she was bubbled and never really brought back. Maybe we'll learn about Lion because of her. And yeah, we'll probably learn about Gemlore. I think she can offer a lot of wisdom towards things. She's probably one of another gem that is closest. I mean, not closest, but close to Rose. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, we finally know what Greg meant when he said only a handful of Rose's friends could be saved, and that was probably the handful. Garnet, Pearl, Bismuth, Shaky Leg, Shiny, whatever the other ones she named. It was like 3 more, I guess. So that was probably the handful. And then we don't know what happened to the other 3, really. For all we know, one of them could be the monster that's lurking in Amethyst's home. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't say that. I should have introduced with that. Well, I'm done. Oh, I mean, Anyways, so, she's laughing, she's happy, and because, like, Garnet and Pearl don't really seem all that defensive around her, that's a little bit more proof of, or evidence that she wasn't bubbled for any bad reason. She was just bubbled because she got hurt really badly, and probably Rose thought she would be of value to Stephen. I don't know exactly what she does or did. To me, a lot of other theorists are like, hey, she probably did blacksmithing. She probably made all of Rose's weapons and stuff. Well, not saying that's not a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. I think she looks like to be a cook to me. I mean, kind of apron. She looks like an aunt sort of type. People said that she has her own music too. I noticed that also. I think that's kind of cool. I like it. It's kind of like a mix, kind of like a remix of what Amethyst has. I really, how I think she's gonna go in with the character dynamics here is sort of aunt. We have Pearl as the mother. Garnet is sort of like, I guess, the older sibling, and Amethyst is the younger, or maybe older. Lapis is, I guess, your cousin, and Pearl is another cousin. I would see Bismuth as an aunt sort of figure. Or at least a relative in that sort of way. Let's see. Bismuth, she probably cooked, she probably blacksmith. I don't really care what she did. That's something I don't really care much about to hear about. I just want to hear about what the war was like. I want to hear more about what Homeworld was like. I want to know what she did pertaining to the war. And that's about it. I think she fought just because like I said, or at least in general, we see that there's a bismuth that was in the war, and it could be a different bismuth because it could be like Jaspers, plenty of Jaspers during that wartime, and there were probably lots of bismuth that were used for war. So that's probably what happened. And then what else to talk about it? Bismuth probably was poofed at the beginning of the war. Need to know what relation she has to Rose. That's all about bismuth, the bismuth leak, really. Nothing too much. I'm actually more excited for the Mr. Greg episode that was the same day that scene came up too. I'm not excited because of the lore. New video on that coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully, I'm just excited about it because it's a nice kind of like, it's one of those episodes where it's going to be nice, sort of just a beat up episode, but it's also going to have a little bit of a theme, not really darker theme, but lesson, moral, kind of like at the end of Lars and the Cool Kids. And, oh, duh. Amethyst new form. I really don't care to know how that happened. I bet you anything. It's just from she fell off a ride and too short to ride, and that's because they probably made a big fuss about riding on a ride. Then she finally got to ride, and then she fell off and poofed. It's probably some really stupid reason because Amethyst is always like, yeah, usually this happens to me, and that happens. And probably fell off a cloud. She was sitting on a cloud one time, which I found interesting. I would like to see her sit on more clouds because I would like to sit on clouds, and her and Rainbow Dash would be sitting on clouds and taking naps together. Anyway, that's about it. Next video, Mr. Greg. Woo! See you in the next one.